Uh, will it connect this time? I don't know. Yes, it has connected. It is officially connected. Okay. Now I can post these things and be like, ooh. Okay. Now I can post these things. Right, I'm just quickly posting these tweets and stuff like that. And then we can enjoy the stream. Okay. Uno momento. Right. Let's get rid of that, and that. Okay. Let's quickly just post this into Discord, and then I can actually start playing the game. And I've got to give it a little explanation. Hopefully, people will watch this one, and hopefully, it'll be good. We'll see, though. The night is young, after all. So, it could turn out very, very badly. Who knows? Yeah. Oh. Okay. That'll be fine. Okay. So, today is the 25th anniversary of a little compilation title called Clockwork Knight Pepperusha no Fukubukuro. And basically, the word Fukubukuro means in Japan lucky bag. There's a whole concept at the New Year, end of Christmas, the first 3 days of the year kind of time, where stores will sell off generally as bags, but it come in other things like from high class like fashion stores and stuff. Sometimes it's like mini suitcase and stuff, but basically you'll get a bag full of stuff, and generally you don't know what's inside, and it's a lucky bag, and you could get really really expensive stuff for 25% of the price or something like that. It's it's an interesting concept, I think. But yeah, so because this was a limited release at the end of Christmas, it was called Fukubukuro because you got both Clockwork Knight games for a cheaper price than buying them separate. So yeah, uh, so for some reason they decided at the end of the year to release this as one because both Clockwork Knight games were supposed to be in one package in the first place, but obviously things happened during production which made that not possible. So, so one of the special things about that package was there was a cheat code, and using the cheat code you can play as the opposite knight Ginger in Clockwork Knight 2. And it's one of the biggest draws, I personally believe, to playing Fukubukuro. So I think today that's what I'm going to do. I'm not going to bother going through Clockwork Knight 1 because I've done that, I've gone through Clockwork Knight 2, but I haven't gone through Clockwork Knight 2 on stream as Ginger, so I thought it was time to, maybe do that. So yeah. Exactly, that's why it comes with a calendar for the year 96. So, it's very loud in my ears. Hold on. Playback devices. I'm having that out to TV. Properties. Crap. I lost the audio. Uno momento. Yeah, I shouldn't be messing with this stuff when I've started streaming. That's me being a bad person. Set it to default. Okay. I apologize for the amateurness of my streams. It's, you know. Right, because it can be very jarring hearing it in your ears while you're trying to talk sometimes. But I hope the audio level's okay and you can hear it well enough, so. But yes, I better set my controller up as well. I am so bad at this, I apologise. Down, left, right, A, B, C, X, Y, Z, L, R, start, blah, 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 blah. Now, see, there's a little problem when it comes to SSF. If you try and open Clockwork Knight 2 side in this package, or even with US Clockwork Knight 2, which is based on the same code, for some reason, since a certain version of SSF, it crashes. I worked out a little workaround around that. If you go into the Q file and you disable the audio track for the title screen music, and you use the cheat to play as Ginger, you'll actually skip the beginning part. You'll fight the crazy TV boss, and it will have no sound, but after that, all the sound will be there. So, yeah, that's a little workaround. Up, down. Up, down, left, right. It's up, down, left, right. There we go. Yes. Right. Okay. Like I said, there'll be no sound for this first part, but it stops the game from actually crashing for no reason. Once we defeat this boss, we'll have sound again. It's even in the latest versions, at least it doesn't crash now. It just says read error. So, but yeah, I really hope they fix that, because I've been waiting years for them to fix it. So, because I used to play through Fukubukuro and SSF back in the day, although the sound was broken, like it was out of tune. So nowadays we have Clockwork Knight playing with the correct sound, but in the US version of Clockwork Knight 2 and Fukubukuro, you can't play Clockwork Knight 2. So no, just listen to what I'm saying, then you'll understand. Right. We should have yes, we should have game audio back now. So, like I said, we're going to play as Ginger through this, because I didn't think there was any real point me just replaying the games again, because I've done that. You know? Shut up. I don't want to hear what Pruncha has to say today. So, yeah, we're just going to play it as Ginger. Now, Ginger... Well, see, I'm not very used to Ginger, so it's a little different for me. But he's very different to Tongara, so... He can do that for one. He moves very, very fast. One little thing about this mode, when you're playing the horse riding levels, for whatever reason, probably time constraints or something like that, you still play as Tongara on his horse instead of Ginger riding Silver, which is a bit of a shame. But there's not a lot you can do about that. It's still interesting, I think. Right. His attacks are just insane. He's faster than Tongara, he's stronger, you know, his attack is literally like, you know... It's ridiculous. So, he's very overpowered. Very, very overpowered. See, I almost jumped up to there. Sometimes you can jump across whole fucking parts of the level, so... Yeah, if he jumps high enough, he spins. Like a little ballerina. Le Bon race. I find these a little bit harder with Ginger because how friggin' fast he runs, and sometimes he can get caught like that. But he's better at jumping over things, so you win those very, very fast. Okay, so we won the Le Bon race. We've done 3 cards so far, I think, so we'll go ahead. Actually, we'll go one last. Yeah, don't worry about that. I know what I'm doing, I promise. Maybe I know what I'm doing. I've only been playing this, this series since I was 6, I think. So, yeah. It's been a long 23 years. Right. Just watching him just fuck everything up. As I said, sometimes he's a little unstable like that. Your jumps are a little too big sometimes, so you end up hitting stuff, but that can be avoided if you're just, careful, which I'm not being, so. And there we go. Ah, I missed a character at the end. The Better Knight, that's, oh, hello, Severo, but yeah, Better Knight is debatable. To me, the point of Clockwork Knight was Tangara had all these flaws, and he was less powerful and all this and that, blah, 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 but he still managed to save the day. He saved the whole of Toyland, he saved the Clockwork Princess, So to me, Tangara was always the greater knight. And in the, these little cutscenes that you see here between levels, Ginger towards the end actually admits that, I think in the first game, it could have been in the second game too, but in the first game, he definitely says that he sees him as more of an equal, basically. But I think he says before the final boss, or the Clock Tower boss, that if you defeat him, you'll become the greatest knight in the Toyland, so... yeah, so that's something. Yeah. But yeah, to me, it's Ginger is a better knight in every way, but physically and stuff. But I think Tangara is a better knight because of that. So yeah, getting all philosophical now about this game series that Sega doesn't care about anymore. Rest in peace. So yeah, like I said, unfortunately, when you're playing this version of the game, you still have to play as Tangara during these parts. As I said, maybe it's due to time constraints or something. It's definitely not anything to do with space. Ugh! That's me being stupid. But yes, it's the same thing with this version of the game, how it doesn't have the ending credits of any game, any of them, for absolutely no reason. It does have its own credits hidden inside the game, though. You can see them in this version and in the US version of Clockwork Knight 2. If you complete all of the mini-games, you get it's in English in Clockwork Knight 2 USA, but you get a little screen which has a few developer credits of who made this version of the game. So, Fukubukuro does actually have a credit screen. It was thought for a long time it probably didn't, but it does, so... I discovered that this year while doing a little research, basically, so... Because the mini-games, especially Horsey, which is one it's kind of like a really, really amateurish version of Mario Kart, I guess. But, yeah, it can be very hard to get in time. Yeah, I think Ginger is kind of more easy mode, yeah. In some ways, definitely. Per level, there are 4 cards per level. There are 32 in total. There are none of the boss levels, so it's just in the normal levels, you know. But yeah, of course we will have the full credits list for every version of every Clockwork Knight game on the Clockwork.com website, which is coming very, 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 very soon. I'm hoping by the end of this year it'll be here. At worst, it'll be sometime in January. I'm really hoping it'll be this year, but there's still some stuff I need to scan and write up, and it's Christmas time, you know, it's a lot busier, so... Yeah, I don't know what happened just then. Yeah, there was some severe slowdown that happened, I guess. So, yeah. But no, this is one of the cool bosses. I don't know what happened there. Seems to be running fine again now. Like, my whole system just locked up for a second. It was very weird. But yeah, as I was saying, I was hoping to get the site finished by the end of this year. It could still happen. If it's not out by the 30th, it's probably not going to be this year. It'll be in January, though. Because, as I said, there's just still some stuff I need to finish writing up. There's some stuff I need to document still. There's some stuff I need to scan still for the pages. So, we'll see. Ah, Saltian Roulette. See, her name is Saltia, and she wants your dick, your clockwork cock. That's me being crude. But, yeah. I remember in the first game, during this part, it's the bouncy ball, Liban. He says to you, oh, if you're a real man, you'll bet like 3 coins or something. It's like, wow, alright, I guess I'm a real man. Oh yes, the boss does have a cool death animation. I always loved that when I was a kid, especially when the final block comes out at the end, it just hits him. It was always very fun. I was not paying attention to this, so I have no idea what I'm opening. Oh no! My crowns! Ah, Mits! So it's morning, konnichiwa. I apologize, my Japanese isn't great, but, you know. I'm not gonna try it on this part anymore. But yes. Konnichiwa, arigato. Genki desu ka? Is Japan doing alright today? It's been 5 years, 5.5 years since I've been to Japan. See, the music in this level is pretty cool. I always like this level. Yeah, I'm good, thank you. Welcome on. Yeah. Hopefully when COVID dies down again, You know, when the world's a little bit more back to normal, I can visit Japan again. That'd be nice. I'd recommend anyone who's ever thought about going to Japan, after everything that's happened last year and that, if you ever can, definitely visit Japan. Beautiful place, very much worth visiting. Right. Ah, fuck you. Hey, fuck you, man. Right, it's just farting at me. There we go. Right, that'll be fine. I'll go over with this. And there we go. Yes, sometimes you can see rows of enemies too. And you can pick one up and throw them at the rest of them. And so, if it's 5 in a row, you'll get a bonus life. So, it's always worth picking up. So I've done 2 in this level so far. Is that Clock the Grandfather one you mentioned? Oh! In the background, yes! That is the same clock as in the action game footage. Also, the Birth of Pepperusha footage. Or Tongara's birth movie. But yeah, that grandfather clock is exactly the same one. Good remembering on that. I have opportunity to get you. Ah! Mitch, you're a good guy. Or girl, I don't know if you're a guy or a girl. Either way, it's cool. You could be anything. It's we are inclusive in this chat. We welcome all peoples of all sexes, genders. I lost. Oh no. But no, we're, you know, everyone's free here. We are nice people. Well, I'm not a nice person. That's a lie. I'm sorry for lying. I'm a very, very evil, bad person. Apparently. I don't know. I'm just talking shit. Right. I forgot what I'm doing. Why did I head back this way? Because I'm stupid. Right. But, I'm not looking at the chat this second, I'll look at it in a second once I get over these bugs. Yeah, I nearly fell off those just then. Right. Thank you, Mitz. Have a good time at work. Tongara did say trans rights. He absolutely did. Tongara's not an edgy boy these days, so people are people, you know. This isn't really the place for those kinds of... I guess it's just a Clockwork Knight stream, you know. I think we could have these kinds of discussions somewhat better than this, but, you know, it doesn't matter to me. Everyone's everyone. I've had my own questioning thoughts in the past when I was younger, and so it was, you know, we're all people. We're all here on this rock, just trying to find some sense of happiness, and mine is Clockwork Knight, so let's enjoy it. Yes, so... Oh. I'd better plug my phone in. Oh no! I dropped my controller. Okay! Just then, I got 2 extra lives, because not only did it hit 5 of them, it hit 6. Now that's pretty special. Now, I have shown things like this before, but you can actually go up to these books and hold B, hold the opposite direction button, and they will open. And sometimes they've got goodies inside, sometimes they've got enemies inside like that. So, it's not always nice, you know. One piece of advice I would say is the part we're about to come up to. There are a bunch of rockets, and there's some of them you definitely want to just hit them over to the other side, because if you do that, you'll be able to get the other card from the other side very easily, because there's like a wooden bridge that hides over there, and it's got a card inside of it. Or it's either a card inside or an entrance. I can't remember this second, but we'll get to it in a second anyway. So I'm trying to go up here. Okay, yep, there we go. But yeah, and you won't be able to get into it otherwise, so... Yeah. See over here. Now I can get into that box that's back there. Just make sure I didn't lose anything over here. No. Okay, so we're gonna go to this box. Got you. I mean, okay. See, if you want to go boot up Sonic Jam, that's fine. It's, you know, I'm streaming though. But yes. Okay. See, that's with this game, well, not with this game, but with this character, the game is just so much faster to beat. It's almost it's almost funny in some ways. Right, so you make sure you fall all the way down to here. That's my best piece of advice for you if you're looking for all the cards. Because that's what we're doing. That's what we always do. I never collected all the cards until I think it was last year. It was either this year or last year. I never bothered because I'd seen all the endings anyway, and I'd completed the game many times. And I knew that from speaking to people that the only difference with it was... Oops. Yeah, the only difference was you got a cheat code at the end. so I never bothered. But yeah, because I was making a video on the locations, I had to go ahead and find out where all the guards were, so that was my learning experience. So it was kind of nice though, because I think it was within the 25th anniversary time of the first game, so it was just like a one last little thing for me to do that I'd never done before. Right, a little secret here, I've shown it before, but this is a kettle. You go underneath it with a lighter for long enough, that jingle plays, and then out the top it will spread all kinds of items. So, it's a nice little Easter egg. Ah, I missed the 3 lives there. There was a 3-up up there. A red helmet. So yeah. Right, that little shake of the screen, that jingle, means I opened a book that was closed on the other side. Inside the book is another card. Your white background noise. Oh, my background. Okay. Right, so we got them all in this level too. So. And in the background there is where you fought the crazy TV in the first game. And the beginning of the second game. Right over there. And the clock's there and everything, so. Yeah, no, I got it after a few seconds. Live chat. Yes, 2020 did show some people a Clockwork Knight ruled. I didn't see that. I had to change it to a live chat instead of a top chat. So, missed anyone's messages, I apologise. But, yeah. There's a lot of people who dismissed this game before, and in recent years more people have given it a second chance, which I'm quite glad. I'm not expecting anyone to become a super fan of the game and stuff, you know. I'm not expecting people to suddenly love the game, and I don't mind if people don't like the game. It doesn't affect my enjoyment of it, so I don't really care what people say. It used to annoy me sometimes. I'd be like tagged in discussions where people were slicing the game, and it's like, okay, I don't care, you know, if this person I've never met doesn't like Clockwork Knight, who cares? It's a game. I like it, they don't. It's completely fine. So. It does not hurt me. But I think that's an attitude people should take with just everything they like. Who cares if other people don't like it? See, this Japanese version of this boss is a lot easier than the US and PAL versions. Because if it touches you at all, it hurts you. Whereas this one, you could just keep whacking it over and over. And it can run into you and it won't do any damage unless it slams you against the wall, of course. And it'll skip past you sometimes like that too, so this boss, I've mentioned before, but this boss was actually formed from a fan's idea. In a few months before the game came out, there was a campaign in the Japanese Sega Saturn magazine for readers to submit their ideas for enemies and traps and bosses. And no, I don't mean like that, but traps, you know, as in like things that can hurt you and that, you know? I know internet talk, so I wanted to make that clear. It was called the Trap Idea Contest. I don't know why I didn't hit him properly first time then. But yeah, And one of the ideas someone said is some kind of enemy or boss, which when you hit it once, it transforms from one thing into another thing, like maybe a ship, and it's paper origami, and then it's like all kinds of things. And they liked the idea so much that they integrated it into this boss. So, and for making such a cool idea, the person simply had to give up the right to their idea. But they got a free copy of Clockwork Knight 2. So, yes, that is the crazy TV in the background. Oh, shit. I am doing badly at this boss today. Okay, so, if you notice, in this version of the game, it started with the crazy TV boss, like Ginger fighting it. Because in the normal version of Clockwork Knight 2, in the regular Japanese version of the game, Tongara fights him at first, but in Clockwork Knight 2 USA and Fukubukuro, he doesn't. The only one who fights him is Ginger. So in the opening cutscene where Tongara runs off to the kids' room and Ginger jumps off to fight something in the background, that's the crazy TV he's going off to fight. And that's the remnants of the crazy TV in the background after Ginger fucked him up earlier at the beginning of the game. So, oh yeah, Paper Morphe. I can say I was there. Yeah, Morphs, yeah. But yeah, his name's actually Paper Morphe. But it's a really cool boss, you know. It's they were that's what I always liked about Sega. Like, they were very inventive. I think they're still probably inventive now. They just don't have the money or will to take chances on things anymore, and that's a sign of the industry in general. I think, you know, there's a lot that doesn't get tried now. So I don't think that's an exclusively Sega problem, basically. But, you know, they're not the same company they were 25 years ago. So, I'm not the same person I was 25 years ago, so. The world changes, you know. Unfortunately, what we enjoyed when we were younger and stuff is not maybe what the general audience is looking for nowadays, and that's just maybe what we liked when we were younger isn't what the audience before us was looking for in some ways. So you know, people enjoy their stuff of their era, and sometimes they enjoy stuff from older eras, and hopefully people can discover things like this. Because I don't think Clockwork Knight's ever going to win any awards for being, you know, the ultimate masterpiece of a game, but I think it's very charming, and I think it's very of its time, and I think there was a lot of love put into this. I mean, one thing I said last time, I really love the texture of these towels. I just think, I don't know if they just recreated them by looking at it, or they scanned them and just added the palette after, but it's such a nice little effect. I really love that. I've always loved that since I was a kid. Whoa. You know, I think there's a lot more to, I think Sega had a lot more to do with their own undoing than, I died. It's fine, because I can easily get back to there. I think Sega had a lot more to do with their own undoing than just simply saying, oh, it's the Microsoft or Nintendo or Sony's fault. I think while those, they were factors, I think they were their own undoing as well, so. Yeah, I have a very big boner for that kind of aesthetic 32-bit era. I like I kind of got a bit bored of when I was a kid, PlayStation kind of graphics as the years went on, because I just thought a lot of those 3D games looked kind of shit. But the early 3D games, even if they looked a bit more bootleggy, they were a bit more charming, whereas everything towards the end of in my opinion anyway, the end of the PlayStation era felt very samey as each other. The games kind of the same. Not that they weren't good looking, not that they weren't good games or anything. That's just how it felt to me, you know, as someone who was sitting there as a child playing these games thinking, I'm not doing good on this today. But yeah, when I'd play things like Sonic R, and then I'd play something on the PlayStation, and it just felt like there was nothing graphically that compared to it. That was my opinion as a child anyway, just things like that. As I said, everyone's got their own opinions, and I had a PlayStation as well, so I was a fan of the PlayStation. I loved one of the games that I would say definitely was like in that kind of same category for me was Crash Bandicoot. That was they will always look beautiful. Even now, if you go back and play the original Crash Bandicoot games, they still look very lovely. So, but there's a lot of like late early 3D games, which I just thought they all just looked 100% the same as one another, and I got kind of bored of that after a bit, so yeah. Whereas I always come back to games like this and I think, oh, I really love how that looks, so I think I was always kind of a fan of platformers though anyways, so right, let's actually do this time. Yeah. By the way, those bears are called Mark. They actually have a name. It's fine that I died there because I just wanted to get that, and I still have 16 lives, so it's okay. I say that's just a cover-up, you know. I'm raging inside. Tumby here and you... Oh, yeah, Tumby. That's what we had it was, wasn't it? Yeah, it was Tumba everywhere else, but it was Tumby here. Klonoa, exactly. I loved games like that when I was a child. But no, I was a very big fan of Crash Bandicoot and games like that. To me, because I didn't have, apart from Sonic R and Sonic Jam, until I had things like Sonic Adventure, because I was a big Sonic fan when I was a child, because there was no real 3D Sonic game for me when I was a kid. Crash Bandicoot and games like that kind of filled the space for me, because they were cool mascots. I think I liked the cool mascot games. I didn't like the shitty mascot games like Bubsy and Awesome Fucking Possum. Pandemonium was cool. I played that on the PlayStation. I think I played it once on Saturn, that was on an emulator. Mark, fuck off. Why did I go back in here? I didn't need to. Oh well. There we go. My favourite Crash was Crash 3, because I remember wanting Crash 3 for so long. And then I remember on one Christmas Day I finally got it, so I remember. I have very fond memories of Crash 3. Right, we'll go and get this card from the end here first. Okay. Oh, fuck off! His running is just ridiculous. He's so fast. Oh my god, I'm gonna die. Help! I've gotta slow down, because I will literally die at this point. I'm just gonna look like such an amateur. Clockwork Knight superfan. Hey, can't even pass the bathroom stage. Doesn't look good for your Clockwork street cred, you know? I got a lot of that. Ah, bollocks. Okay, on this one... Yeah, I don't know. I just noticed there was a slight slowdown there. I don't know what happened there. This one you have to pretty much jump right away, otherwise you fall off like I just did. Okay. Okay. But I remember I got a Dreamcast in the early 2000s. Well, it was the year 2000, probably April 2000, because I used to sit in school and go onto the computers and oh fucking hell. Yeah, that one, it just makes you look like, if people are streaming this level, when it gets to that part, it's, it can make you look like such an amateur at the game. But yeah, what was I talking about? Sonic Adventure. I used to sit in school and look at pictures of it all day, and just wonder what it was like. Because there wasn't really many videos to watch of it. And so I sat there in magazines and like just screenshots online thinking, oh, I wish I could play that. I bet it's like amazing. I remember finally getting to play it in the year 2000. That was pretty life-changing for me. Just it was Sonic finally fully 3D. And while nowadays I can be a little more critical about that game, it was at the time it was so cool. To me, I liked Sonic, so I was happy just to see him like in doing what my other favourite games were doing, you know, having 3D games. So, but I thought Sonic Adventure back then was a cool game. I don't think it's aged terribly well, but I think a lot of games haven't aged terribly well, if I'm honest. I don't think Sonic Adventure is the only one that hasn't. So, I think people are kind of unfair about it in some ways. The camera definitely needed some work, but I don't think it was this monstrosity that people make it out to be nowadays. But yeah, I'm sure everyone's had experience like that. They've been looking at something, oh, I wonder what it's like to play. And when they finally get to play, it's just everything they dreamed of and more, you know? Right, let's try to make myself not look like a dick this time. Right, as I said, on this one it moves very fast, so once you land, the best thing to do is just go across them as fast as possible. But then, if you hit too high up on them, you end up falling down anyway and just looking like a dick. Fuck. So, this is not a channel for children, by the way. Okay. Guys, I promise I don't suck at this game. Promise. As I said, I don't play as I can make all the excuses in the world, I'm just sucking today. But I don't play as Ginger very often. About to have a gamer moment. Smash my controller or something. No, I won't do that. Okay. That's fine, it was only the first one. I hate that enemy respawns every time. It's very annoying. Okay, so... Whoa! Guys, help. Okay. Okay, that one's fine. Oh my god. I wondered if I could cheat my way back up there, but I guess not. This game is not liking me tonight. Usually I have no problem with this part, but if you look at other people's long plays, they also have trouble with this part, so... Right, I'm gonna stop being an asshole now. No, I'm not, apparently. Jeez. Everyone's just gonna leave. They're like, well, that was a nice pizza, but you kinda suck. And I'm not proving them wrong right now either, so... Alright, let's get some, well, thanks for all that health. That's the thing, if the path back... What the... I am just sucking today. Just don't worry about me. Don't cry for me. I'm already dead. Right. Well, I've got all the cards down in the main section, so I don't need to get any of those again. It's just getting to that one part. It's so easy to get to. It's the stupidest thing. I should not be spending so much time on this. I'm sorry you've had to see the same level for the last 10 minutes or something. I really, really apologize for that. I'm not usually like this, so... Okay. Stop throwing knives at me, Mark. Don't know why his name's Mark. Of all things. Mark the bear. Okay. Right. Okay, now we're back to the best part of the game. Yep. That's fine. I wanted to come back down for a second anyway. Definitely, guys, don't worry. This is this is Clockwork Knight 2's version of the Carnival Night Zone barrel from Sonic 3. Except it is possible to pass, and I'm just an idiot. Well, I suppose the barrel is too. Right. I keep stopping when I hit that. There's some. Oh my god! Stop! Oh my god! Having nerd rage. Not like the angry video game nerd kind of rage, but something much more subtle. Where I will cry myself to sleep because of it, or something like that. I don't know. Just talking shit. Alright, at least I got a key. Okay, so I got some health back. And I'm losing it right away. Okay. This one's easy. Go at a very leisurely pace. Oh my god. So there's one that goes slower. There's one that goes faster, and the one that goes faster is just the most ridiculous thing in the world. I don't want to use save states, because but it's going to get to the point where I might as well just use save states, because I'm just doing this friggin' level over and over again. And sucking real bad. He's just so slippery of a character. That's his problem. That's not just me making an excuse for why I suck. He is such a slippery character. But it's interesting to play as him because you can just skip so much of the levels by just... I mean, he double jumps for one. Right. This will be in a live stream fails compilation kind of thing. History books will show that I suck today at this game. It's fine. I like in the spam the fog effects. The steam, basically. It's very nice. I don't know what's up with me today, guys. I do apologise, and this is going to be like the worst stream ever. But like I said, he is slippery, so... he's jumping too far past the point, but I can do it. Once I do it, you'll be like, yay, he did it, finally! This is payback for all those times I was in the Saturn Dave stream. It's been like, oh yeah, it's the game's fault, not yours. Okay. Oh my. It's to that third step that's usually an issue. Alright, we were almost there. We can do it, guys. We have the Dragon Balls. I think. Now I'm, because I keep failing now on the really easy part, so it just looks like I just suck. The other part, not my fault. This part, definitely my fault. Okay. Yes, we did it. Okay. Yay! Now I can stop sucking. Yay! God, I'm sorry for how annoying that was. To everyone who stayed, thank you. You're very loyal and kind. Oops. Right, so you blow him up. And you get the gold key. And then you can finish the level. Whatever. Right, let me have a look at it. Press A, B, and C and start, all will be fixed. Oh, that feels good. Right, so once again, I'm playing as Tangara on Barabaro instead of a Ginger on Silver. So, let's do it. Once I get these cards, there's only 8 more cards to go. This is one of the cooler levels. I do like these levels, these auto-scrollers. Right. Ah, fuck you. Yeah, with these ones, the auto-scrollers, if I miss a card, I'm just gonna kill myself because I've got so many lives. Just go back and do it. Right. Sometimes I make silly mistakes on these levels, you know, so... But this is the last one of them for this game, so if you like these levels, I'm sorry, but this is the last one. I always like the, oh, well, I got that card, so I don't need to go over this set now. I don't know what the hell I did just then. But yeah, I like the cowboy kind of music to these levels, so... Right. Because I have the card now. And then all I've got to do is make sure I go into the right parts. So I can get the 3rd card. Right. Okay. Up here, yeah. And then here we go. Okay. Three. Now we've got one more to go. Whoa. Right, now it's pretty smooth sailing. I've got one more card to get. And it's not too hard to get. So, that's pretty wild. Okay. 2, 3, then the first green one. Oh, are you... No. Ah, shit. Oh no. Because there's no more enemies. I can't... No! I can't get a perfect run now. Oh well. We'll pretend I did. Because I dinged it. So, we'll get the last 4 in Clock Tower. Well, the last 8 in Clock Tower, and we'll just say I got all the cards. I dinged that one. It should have given me that. Oh yeah, Severa's doing like one of the seminars they've been doing recently. But no, I was ripped off. I was abused by the game. Fuck you. Apparently I died versus Captain Octopus. I've never died at Captain Octopus in my life. Not even the first time. I'm sucking today. I missed that card. I'm yeah. Today is not my day, basically. I should have probably slept a little more, if I'm honest, but you guys are just watching me suck today. I'm using the more powerful knight, and yet I'm still losing. Wow. I am so sorry for today, guys. Please subscribe to Clockwork.com on YouTube for more quality content like this. Thank you. Right, we're on the last cycle now. Apparently not. Oh my god! Hey Pisa, what's the boss you never die on? Oh, you know, Captain Octopus. How many times have you died? I don't know, at least 3, 4? You know? But who's keeping count? Probably someone in the chat's keeping count. Okay. But usually he's dead by now, so I'm just a little confused why this is taking so long. I didn't set it to hard mode or anything, so... Oh well, he's dead now. Man, I'm sucking today. Yes. Yeah, that's one thing. If you're playing on an emulator in the second stage of the bathroom, towards the end, make a save state, because if you miss that card, there are no enemies, so you cannot go back. You have to either land it perfectly or you're fucked. So, but yeah, I hit it anyway. I don't care what the game says. Right, we're in the final room of the game, Clock Tower. So, we've made it this far, friends. How long have we been streaming for? I don't know. 1 hour and 9 minutes. That's shameful. I'm sure a good 15 minutes of that was just me inside the bathroom stage 1. So that's something. Okay. Let's do a little slide. And slide, and slide, and do the butterfly. It's fine. Because I got the card I wanted to. This level is really cool. The song for this level is called No Time Blues. It's a very funky tune. It's one of my favourites at the moment, I think. This and Light Up Your Footsteps. No, Keep Your Concentration. This and Keep Your Concentration are my two favourites at the moment, I think. I'm a bit into the more jazzy ones recently, so... That's the study room level 1's music, so... Right, let's get up here. There's 2 cards. Right, I need to go over this side. Go up here. These little things can be real tricky. These little banisters. They're just slippy. Very easy to fall off of. So... But yeah, I wasn't going to go back through the whole game just because I missed that one card. Which I definitely didn't miss, guys. Definitely. Okay. Brilliant. Okay. I think we've got one more card to get, so... My advice is don't go into that box. You can, but I'm sorry for shouting just then, but yeah, you can, or you can do this little cool thing here and go down this drain pipe and go into a room full of stuff. Ooh. 3 up. And there we go. Right, one more card to go. And it's not too difficult of a card to get, fortunately. You just jump and run past. And you've got the card. These floors are a little slippy though, so be very careful. Otherwise you can just fall down to the platform down here and have to try and get across it again, which is just annoying. Just end up back up here where you were a second ago. So it's probably better to try and walk across the planks when you get to the part. Oops. Okay. Oh, fuck's sake. We're just going to be stuck on this level for 20 minutes now, watch. No, it'll be fine, we'll go across this time. It's hard enough with Tongara, that part. It's quite slippy, so... Okay. I think I need to talk to whoever programmed Ginger into the game. Be like, I said I was going to do it that time, so I definitely didn't, did I? Be like, bro, he's overpowered, he's too slippy. He's already slippy, and then you add the slippy floors to it, you know, and there's a massive jump. I should technically just be able to jump over everything, but sometimes you can't. Whoa! Yay, I love being back at the beginning. Whatever, it's fine. Guess I can quickly get back to that part because I'm not searching for cards or anything this time. That was a very amateur mistake. Please don't be like me tonight. I've been very, very bad at this game tonight, and I'm never bad at this game. It uses a lot of different music, jazz, pop, salsa, there's some old school rock and roll, there's blues, so... Like the song's called No Time Blues. So. But it's a very big mix of music. From what I remember, when I met up with the game's composer, he was telling me basically the game's setting is in like not South America, but you know, in the United States of America, but it's in the deep South. So he wanted to pay a more tribute to it because that was the kind of music he was really into at the time anyway. It was like, and he'd always liked anyway, it was like rock and blues and jazz and stuff like that. I don't know where the salsa part came from. Oh no. But yeah, he wanted to pay tribute to, you know, South American rock and roll and blues and stuff like that, so that's where the soundtrack came from, based on the location of the game. See, you join these streams and I might suck sometimes, but you learn some stuff. Whether you want to learn it is a different issue, but you're learning it. I said you have to, Mama said you have to. That's it, yeah. I've seen some reviews refer to the game's whole soundtrack as salsa. I'm like, have you actually listened to it? It has some salsa moments, but it's not a salsa soundtrack. Well, I'm glad you've never not wanted to know more. When the site does open, as I said, I really want it to be the end of this year, but it's looking more like it's going to be January. But the more time I spend on it, the better it's going to be anyway. Like, all the code for the site is there. It's just, like, you know, the designs there, the codes all there. It's just adding the content, and sometimes I don't have the energy to always write things up. It sounds lazy, but I'm kind of, without going into a lot of details, I've been kind of ill for the last few years and stuff. And, you know, there's some other things, there's a few other mental things like that I've been getting over the last year or so, I'm not dying or anything. I'm not like severely gonna croak or anything like that. So, but you know, it's I'm finding it a bit harder to concentrate nowadays. So, I do try and get things done when I can. When I do start like putting out pages, I'll write 2 or 3 in a row. It's just sometimes the content has to be very thoroughly researched for these pages, or I have to do all the research. And I'm dying here. Oh my god. But yeah, there's a lot of research I have to do alone for these pages, and it can become quite, just like falling off of that constantly, it can become quite tedious at times. So, I do want it to be done this year, but it's more likely January. But we'll see. It could happen. I don't want to put, like, not every page is going to be finished by the time it comes out. But that's the beauty of a website. They're there to add content as you go along. I just want a substantial amount, because at the moment there's a lot of, like, half-done pages and stuff like that, so pending content being added, scanned, researched, and so on, so there we go. You know, that thing was really easy to do the whole time. Okay. Amy, that's okay. I didn't see what you said. No, Amy, I've been sucking tonight, like, so badly. I got to the bathroom, and there's this one part where you have to jump across these moving platforms, and I was there for 15 minutes trying to do it, and yeah, so... But Amy Sober in the chat is, yeah, that's my wife. So, she puts up with all my Clockwork Knight stuff and is a very good wife, so, yeah. Die or something, I don't know. No. She's good. Like, when I say wife, I don't mean like wife, I mean she's like my wife in real life, so. Right, so we've got that card. We're going to go into this entrance here. Ooh, I've done this before, but it bears repeating. And if you beat him, or at least keep up with him, you will be rewarded with a giant key, and the cog on your back will turn a slightly golden colour with him. With Tongara it's bright gold. But it means every time you die now until you finish the game, you'll restart with 5 cogs of power, so that's quite nice. When I saw Clockwork Knight Puzzle for the first time, I thought it was interesting. To me, that was I remember how I felt when I first saw the Simon Weiss Sonic 2 Baser back in, it must have been like the year 2000 when I first saw that, and just that feeling of, oh my god, there's this whole other version of the game that I've never played, and there's all these, I died there, okay, but yeah, there's all these features to unlock and things I've never seen, wow. And when I saw the Penguin War prototype for the first time, I hadn't been on the internet for about 2 years at that point, because I was more busy with real life goings on. I'd like left the internet for about 2 years, probably. And when I first saw it, I thought it was very interesting. Nowadays, what do I think? It's I own the prototype. You know, I own the original physical media. I've done a redump compliant version of the like dump of it now, so it's just about them giving me dumper status now, so I can add it to the database and then I can release the game again. But yeah, so it's fully preserved now. That prototype is fully preserved, but I don't think it's a very fun game, if I'm being honest. I paid a lot of money for it, but it was out of preservation purposes. I don't think Penguin War or Puzzle is a very fun game, and I'm not that good at it. I'm not much of a puzzle gamer. Today I'm not much of a gamer in general. These parts are very awkward to get across. Oh my God. I am so sorry for sucking tonight. Yes, I do owe you a translation of it. The translation I have is good, but it needs some work. It needs some fixing up to make it more readable to humans. Put it that way. Like, it was done by someone who does speak Japanese, but it's not the greatest translation in the world, and it just needs some fixing up. It needs some correction done to it. But those cutscenes will come with that. The good thing I've noticed about Penguin War or Puzzle is the graphics seem to be uncompressed, including the text for the opening and ending of the story. So I could potentially translate the actual game. Potentially. We'd have to see. But yeah. But yeah, as I said, I don't think it's a very fun game. I can kind of see why it didn't go anywhere. I think with more work it could have been fun. I've got to get better at it as well. Maybe if I got better at it, I'd be more of a fan of it. Maybe that's the issue, I'm just not very good at it, so... But the disc that it was sent on, it's scratched to pieces, like of Penguin War. It's absolutely like obliterated. I'm surprised no real errors were produced when I was doing a dump of it. But I got a Plexter drive, so I was able to do a proper dump of it. But that disc is... I'd give that disc a few more years until it was unreadable. I am sucking tonight. I'm not even going to apologise anymore. If you can't handle me at my worst, you don't deserve me at my best. Or something like that. I'm so close to finishing the frigging game. Okay. Oh my god. Right. I was just like, why is he doing this? Okay. 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 That should not have taken so damn long. Okay, it's smooth sailing from here, basically. Very easy to get out of here. I say that and then I die. Oh, this is going to be smooth sailing. Just, yeah, I'm just going to not talk. I'm just... Yeah. Yeah, you can play it. Penguin War, it is out on Hidden Palace. Well, it has been uploaded to there, so you can always burn it, you can use an emulator, it's playable. It exists. Yeah, exactly. It's a demo. I just happened to be at the right place at the right time. Some guy came to... I used to be staff at a server called SegaNet, ran by a guy called Saturn Memories, and some guy came along asking for a copy of it, and we were like, well, unfortunately we can't really share it nowadays because I didn't own the prototype at the time, because the original person who shared it wishes it for no longer be shared, and there was a lot of drama that went along with the prototype, so we kind of just left that one in the past. And this guy, I don't know, he was posting on every forum, wouldn't listen to what we were saying or anything like that, and it was just like, oh, okay. So they were just going to do what they wanted to do anyway, so eventually they posted about an assembler, and someone, without remembering that it wasn't supposed to be shared anymore, posted it. It was just like, oh. And then suddenly, because the copy that was originally shared back in the day is not the same one as I own. The data is the same, but the copy I own belonged to someone who worked for a magazine in Spain. The version that was uploaded online back in the day was... Okay, so there was someone who was friends with someone who was an employee at Sega somewhere in Europe. And they had a copy of the game, their friend did, and they had a modded Sega Saturn. So he asked if he could borrow the game to check it out. That's all the cards. Right. He asked if he could borrow it to check it out. And without the person who owned the actual prototype knowing, he took his own illegal copy of it, basically. And he said the original disc was on a Sega Saturn branded CDR because the person would have just worked probably in testing or something at the time. But that person who works for Sega never knew that he took a copy of the disc. And that copy that was floating around, even though the person who made the copy told Sega Freak to spread the data around, then got upset that it was spread around because they weren't supposed to. So the copy that I own belonged to someone who worked for a magazine in Spain. And they were sent it by Sega Spain, who would just burn copies of prototypes and send them out to all the magazines. And in 2007, Sega Freak just so happened to buy that copy from them. So when the prototype was leaked again in 2017, suddenly Sega Freak was a lot... Because I talked to Sega Freak about 8 years before that about potentially buying the prototype from them. And they were like, well, they like the prototype, so they wouldn't really want to get rid of it. And if they did, it'd be like for like double figures or something like that. So it was like, oh, okay. But once it got leaked again, I suppose the value might have gone down or something. But I got it for a good price from them. They've never been like a con artist or a rip-off artist. They've always been a good person, so... But so I got it for a decent price. They were willing to sell it at the time. I put in my bid first, and they accepted. And of course, then I ripped the game, and yeah. It's kind of a convoluted history, and the way I was explaining it wasn't the best. But I am going to put together a video which explains the whole history of everything. I've been asked by the person, even though their name's out there, even though it's easily findable, Everyone already knows and has known for about 10 years. Sorry, not even 10 years, since 2004 who they are. They do not want to be named, which is fine. That's their right. I was just about to finish this damn level. Okay, thanks, Peter. But yeah, they don't want to be named. Fine, that's their rights. And yeah. But yes, I'm going to be putting together a whole timeline of the prototype and everything I've researched and found out. So, things will be a lot less complicated when I do that. Trying to explain these things on a stream, it's kind of hard because you have to keep going back and forward, so... Man, I love the parallax scrolling in this. All the different layers just scrolling, it just looks so good. All the pipes and stuff, you know. Right. Okay. But yeah, I don't regret buying the prototype. I don't think it's a very good game, but I'm glad it's preserved. The one thing I'm really looking for is the Tokyo Toy Show version of Clockwork Knight 1. Because it's got a lot of stuff that was in a lot of early preview content that I am looking for. Including a lost enemy and stuff like that. Here we go. The normal exit, we're just going through that. Because if you watched my Clockwork Knight 2 stream, you would have seen there was a secret exit where you got to see a girl called Hiroko Nakayama, who appeared as a secret, like, friendship appearance in the game. But in this version, that cutscene's just replaced with one of Ginger. So there's not really much point seeing it anyway, so I just went the normal exit. So. Well. Roll-up messages. Yes, my evil has been, done that. Well, I mean... The Clockwork Knight Penguin War prototype I got from... Obviously, that was a trade from someone on a forum who happened to own it because of someone else. And there's a big, long story to that, like I said. The Clockwork Knight 2 prototype that I own, well, the localization prototype, someone was randomly selling that on eBay once. And it was like it wasn't a buy it now auction at first. But I messaged them and I explained who I was and how much of a fan I was of Clockwork Knight. And what I intended to do with the prototype. I was honest with them that I wanted to preserve it and make sure it was kept there and so it didn't just get taken by someone who wouldn't allow the data to be looked at and shared and stuff, and how I was going to make a Clockwork Knight website and stuff. And I think they wanted something like $130, and or $125, and I only had $115 to pay for it, and they were very generous, and they allowed me to buy it for that much, and they didn't have to. So, but they told me they got the prototype from someone who used to be a quote-unquote a game developer, I think it was, or developed games at a garage sale or something in San Diego. So I assume they must have worked at Sega way back in the day when I think was it in Redwood? Sega used to be in Cali. Way back in the day, I'm sure it was Redwood, but yeah, I think it's someone who worked on it there. So whoever they were, they had a prototype of well, a localization prototype of Clockwork Knight 2, and there are some differences. There's some very key differences. So, yes, see, now we're on to the final boss. Gotta look at the dragon. But, yeah. And there was one which I didn't expect to be a prototype, which I owned. It came on a disc called Prime Selection Volume 1. There was only one volume, it seems, and it was a very, very difficult disc to find. I looked for it for about 10 years before someone on a Sega Saturn forum. They go by a few different names, like Boris, Evil Boris, and like Boris, Druid 2 and stuff like that, you know. I forgot what they go by on the Sega Saturn UK forums, but they're very well known. I think way back in the day they were known as Turbo Killer. But they sold me this disc, and the only playable demo was Clockwork Knight 2, the Japanese version. I expected it just to be like a standard one-level demo, like the one we got for Bootleg Sampler. But it turned out the prototype was actually a month before the final build of the game. So there was a few differences which were very cool. So that's how I ended up with the prototypes I've ended up with. It's been by chance. I'm hoping with the connections I've been making with certain people, maybe eventually someone might give me something at some point, but I'm not counting on it. So I'm not sitting here saying, oh, I'm going to be given this, I'm going to be given that. I don't know what I'm going to be given. Yeah, see, look, I got all 32 guys. I was robbed out of that one card. How sad. I missed one. And just by chance. But yeah, when it comes to prototypes, it's usually about luck and making connections. If you're friends with people and you know other people, you might be able to ask them politely, hey, you worked on this, and build up a repertoire with them. You know, and yeah, that's my only advice is, if you're going to contact people, be polite, be professional, don't piss them off, don't hound them for stuff. If they say no, accept that. Do you know what I mean? It's you could always try it at a later date, and I mean by later date, I mean several years down the line, maybe they might change their mind, but really, it's about being professional and polite. Not acting like a fanboy about it, explaining how much you love the thing, but that's fine. But if you act over the top, you're going to put them off, I think, because for a lot of these people, these are just things they worked on. It was a paycheck, you know? They don't have any vested interest in it. And you do. And a lot of these guys are under NDAs, still, all kinds of things. So, especially in Japan, they're very apprehensive to give away stuff like that. So it's a bit of a battle. But if you do come to someone who might be a little more apprehensive about things like that, it might be worth more getting in touch with someone like Andrew Borman, or even Hidden Palace, or places like that, because they may be able to not convince, but maybe suggest them, hey, look at this is what we do, and stuff like that. They may be willing to more talk to an organisation than an individual sometimes. So but if you're going to look for prototypes, they're not cheap usually, so expect to spend. Sometimes they can be quite cheap depending on what they are. If it's something of no value to anyone, you can get it for cheaper. If it's something like Mario or something like that, a Mario prototype, well, I don't even want to imagine something like that. I've got no interest in that. It's the same as Sonic. Sonic prototypes go for thousands a lot of the time. It seems so anyway. At least collections of them do. But they're quite expensive, and they're getting more expensive. Something like Clockwork Knight, maybe a few hundred. You know, I don't want to go into specifics about everything I bought, but I think altogether I'd probably spend about what would be $500, something around that kind of thing, on my prototype. So I haven't spent a fortune, but I've spent, to me, it's a significant amount. I'm not a millionaire or anything like that, so. Speculation is a problem too. Yeah, it's assuming people have things, and then if they don't give you things, that they're just an asshole. So, you know. But yeah. You know, I thought to round out this stream, to say sorry for me sucking so badly, we'd watch the Birth of Pepperusha movie. But yeah. Pretty Please Boogie is a very, very good song. A very, very good song. Yeah, one thing I don't like about Fukubukuro, though, is the removal of the credits for absolutely no reason. Like I said, it does have its own credits hidden away, but it's literally just an image with, like, handwritten looking of the names of the people who made certain things. It's nothing to do with space or anything like that. It's just an oversight, in my opinion. But yeah. But these are the building blocks of Clockwork Knight. Literally, I hit building blocks on the screen. But these were the early tests for Clockwork Knight. Action game, 1993. Action game, it's 1993. Yeah, these were first shown off in January of 1994 at the Winter CES 94, and there was some show in France. I'm forgetting the name of it right now, but it was also shown at that too. But it was actually obviously made in 1993, so using workstations. I forgot the name of the workstations. SGI workstations. Yeah, that Jack in the Box, his box can actually be seen. Like, the box he comes from, it's got, like, numbers and stuff on it, and, like, squares. That can actually be seen in the boss area of the first Clockwork Knight game. His name's Double Jetter, he's the Transformer, so he's in Kevin's room. You can actually see his box in the background, on the table. You can see that and other broken, unused enemies, including a monkey character that wasn't included called Lubansi, and you can also see a character that was included in Clockwork Knight 2, the Rocket, called Edwards. That's also there too, so these were enemies that didn't make it to the first game. So I thought that was pretty cool. But yeah, I mean, it's been a long, long Clockwork Knight, hasn't it? So, here's a little tip for this. If you enter this code, it's X 5 times, Y 7 times, and Z, as Americans would say, 5 times. You can select any boss you want in the boss mode. Well, then it's called Boss on Parade here, and it's called Bosses Galore in Clockwork Knight 2 USA. If you want to get the ultimate Knight rank, what I'd say is select Ginger, select that boss, select Ginger. Ah, yeah, I forgot. Yeah, so it's just crashed the emulator, but if you go ahead and defeat that boss as Ginger, just straight away without losing any lives, you'll get the rank of Ultimate Knight, and you'll be given cheat codes and stuff. So that's a nice little thing. That video is extremely early into development. Yeah, that was like some of the. I mean, because obviously some of it's due to compression, like with the duck video compression. Some of it's looking worse than it actually would have, because we do have magazine screenshots which are a lot better. The colors better. We have the "It's Coming" slash "It's Here" video, which has a small clip of the Jack in the Box, and we've also recently uncovered other footage of that same thing with better color, even though the tape is damaged. Well, I say recently, in the last year. So it's you know, it's all a work in progress. Basically, I'd love to be able to track down that old footage in uncompressed quality. Whether that'll ever happen, I don't know. I don't think it will, but it would be nice to. But yes, so it is. What time is it? What time is it now? It is 1:27 a.m. So I'm gonna wrap it up here because there's not much else to say. I played the game. I sucked at it for a while. I'm so sorry about tonight, by the way. I've really sucked at the game tonight. But yeah, I thought I'd show off Ginger tonight. Is he worth playing? Yeah, it's fun. Is it harder to play as him? Sometimes, yeah. But I'd like to thank you all for being here for the 25th anniversary of Fukubukuro. And I don't know when the next stream's going to be, because I like really doing them for anniversary and special reasons. But I might do something early next year for Penguin War, aka Clockwork Knight Puzzle. So we'll see what happens. But until then, thank you for joining me. I've been Peter Hamlin Tangara. This has been Clockwork Knight Fukubukuro for the millionth time. And yeah,